The Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Dolphin fans, Miami Dolphin fans. Go Time Dolphins is back. And some housekeeping. Charlie and I haven't recorded in about a week and a half. About that.
I mean, it felt like more than that, but okay.
And I didn't know this. Charlie, I'm telling you this now because I've just seen it. So when we go live, we stream on YouTube and Twitter across multiple accounts. I'm looking right now, and it says that for us to stream live on Twitter, we need a premium account, which we don't have. So if you listen to this after the fact, for the time being, we aren't available on Twitter live, but you can obviously join us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. But Charlie Touche, how are you?
I think it's been longer than a week and a half, you said? But it's like, I just feel like the Panthers parade has come and gone. Tua has come and gone. And then the assassination attempt on a former president has come and gone. A lot has happened since we last recorded, Kadeem. But it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. A lot going on, Kadeem. What you got, bro?
So you said a lot has happened since we last went live. Have you seen that Hard Rock Stadium has been destroyed?
I should have threw that in there too. I forgot to tell you.
I woke up this morning and I just went on my social media and was just like, they're destroying my baby. Like, I haven't even, like, I know Team Russ will have it ready for week 1 pre-season, but fans just went wild. Like, absolutely mental. Crazy.
It was some bad scenes in there too, like children getting missing and separated from their parents. It was craziness, man. People can't even get to their tickets. Like, people who had tickets couldn't even go to the game. Like, how do you let the people storm the stadium and stay there? I don't understand. Like, nah, bro, everybody out. You know what I'm saying? Now let's do the ticketing. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how you let them win. But yeah, man, what else we got, Kadeem? Like, I know 'tis the season.
It is the season. I believe rookies report to training camp this week. Vets next week. EA college football comes out like midnight tonight. If you're in the UK, comes out Thursday. So again, we got so much to catch up on. Shout out to everyone in the comments. Shout out to Rob, says what's up all. Casual Dole fan says fins up. And shout out Cap for Life, says gentlemen. Cap says some other stuff, which I guess unless there's anything else to talk about, ESPN dropped their top 10 quarterback rankings for the year. Do you want to dive into that straight away?
Straight away, mate.
Straight away. So I will get the website up very, very quickly. Once again, if you are not watching over on YouTube, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast, this is one of those episodes where definitely join us over on YouTube as we go through these rankings. We aren't going to read out every single comment by every single person, but you'll get the gist of it. Also thought of you. So and it's already lost my mind. I'll remember it later on. But you know, we often say something. Think, where did that come from? Like, needle in a haystack. No. There might be a phrase where like,
right. Yeah.
No, I actually think that was it. Let me double check this. Have you seen the origin of needle in a haystack?
I haven't. I don't know the origin of needle in a haystack, but we do like the stat check on Go Time Dolphins, so we try to find out stuff like that.
I think needle in a haystack might have like a really, really racist background, and I want to double check before I just
Oh,
start.
we gotta cancel needle in the haystack. You know, I'm not with the cancel culture, but let's see what we got.
I think the original meaning of needle in a haystack was N-word in a woodpile, I believe.
Needle in the haystack, N-word in the woodpile. I don't know. We got to do some more digging.
So yeah, it's I will double check that before canceling needle in a haystack. But I saw that and I was like, yeah. But ESPN's top 10 rankings. Rob said he hasn't seen them yet. This is executives, coaches, and scouts rank NFL's top 10 QBs for 2024.
Right, and we should be clear that it is the current. It is projecting the 2024 season. Going into this season, this is where they are projected to be.
So if you're watching online on YouTube, it's not even a surprise. Patrick Mahomes, number one. Anything to say on Patrick Mahomes?
He's earned it. He's there, and our quarterback rankings are coming out this week. Maybe I think this week. You know what I'm saying? You just turn on notifications and make sure you're part of that episode. But I think every single person involved in our quarterback rankings is going to have Patrick Mahomes as number one.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen the quarterback rankings yet. Shout out to Lauren Ray, who can do the graphic, absolutely amazing as always. If your quarterback rankings don't have Mahomes at number one, to me, the rest of your rankings is invalid. It's like I can't take it seriously. So we shall see. Number two is Joe Burrow. That's interesting, given that Burrow missed most of last season due to injury. And I think it even does say Burrow hasn't exactly hurt his standing in the Pantheon since last year's voting. He's still considered one of the game's very best and won a close place for number two. But his growing injury file had planted a seed of doubt. Do you think that's a fair assessment of Joe Burrow?
Without tipping off my rankings, Joy Bullets is my dude. Well, I'm sorry, Sherrod Steve. Joy Bullets is Sherrod Steve's dude. But I rock with Joy Bullets, to be real with you. But I think we have to hold him accountable like the same way we hold everybody else. Like if we're gonna say, oh, he wasn't available, I think that has to weigh in on the rankings somehow, some way. And I guess we're gonna see when it comes to our rankings. But injury, not available. I mean, I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
and I think he's had some slow starts in the past couple seasons too. Like the beginning of the season is real slow, and then they pick up. And I think last year they started slow, and then they picked up, and then he got missing. So I don't know, bro. We'll find out about Joy Bullets a lot this year for sure.
100%. The best ability is availability, and yeah, without tipping our quarterback rankings, just yet, he's going to need to play a full season. And again, people will say, "Well, he's done it in the past, blah blah." That's in the past, As they say, what have you done for me lately? Burrow, number two. Not going to go through every single ranking. Who's number three? Do we discuss Joe Allen at number three? It's
Josh Allen.
Sorry, Josh. Yeah, apologies. Josh Allen, number three. Is that worth discussing? Because to me, that's quite high. But I feel like they're still projecting Josh Allen on those insane moments. He's kind of like a Madden create a quarterback, and it'll be interesting to see how he does without Stephon Diggs this season.
So to really paint a clear picture for everyone listening, again, these are not our quarterback rankings, and it does not have the same criteria of our quarterback rankings. So this is just a projection into the 2024 season. So everyone who ranked these quarterbacks projected them saying, hey, Josh Allen is still going to be the third best quarterback in the NFL. Joe Burrow will be the second best quarterback in the NFL, and Patrick Mahomes will be the best quarterback in the NFL. So it's not the criteria that me and you have, Kadeem, when we do GTD quarterback rankings of who would you take over the next 2 seasons. You see what I'm saying? Because I think that might change if we're talking about Josh Allen. Because I mean, and they still think Josh Allen is gonna be solid this year, and so does Vegas because they have Buffalo winning the division. So we about to find out.
Yeah, I think that is a very interesting, and it must be made clear that our quarterback rankings are not just what have you done, over the last 2 years and what you're going to do this year. It's how do you project in the next 2 years as well. And this Buffalo Bills team, if they had a Super Bowl window, this possibly could be the last year that window is open before it slams shut. Allen isn't getting. He's 27, so he's still got plenty of left in the tank. But he was, I'll say, okay before Diggs. He was. I don't think it's wrong to say a top 5 quarterback with Diggs. Now we can see what he's like without Diggs. Shout out to Finn's take with CB83. Says, what's good, fellas? Ready for the season. It's almost here. Cannot wait. Preseason is round the corner. Training camp is round the corner. It's going to be a great season if you're a Miami Dolphins fan. Fingers crossed. Number 4 on this list is Lamar Jackson. I don't think we need to delve into that too much, do we?
We don't. But the receiving core is not where you want it to be in Baltimore. So we it's a lot of things we about to find out this year about some quarterbacks. In my honest opinion, and Sherrod Steve texted me yesterday saying this might be the hardest year ever to rank quarterbacks. And Sherrod Steve, if according to who's about to come in number 5 on this list, if this pans out to be any type of true, according to their rankings, then you might be right about that.
So number 5 on the ESPN quarterback ranking list is Matt Stafford. Last year he was ranked 10th. This year he's ranked 5th. That is quite the jump. What do you make of that?
I think that has something to do with Puka Nacua. I think Cooper Kupp was the lone target. Now Puka Nacua came in, broke Jalen Waddle's reception record as a rookie. All kind of good looking stuff going on from Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua. So to have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp out there, I think that's where. And I trust Matt Stafford, but I don't know if I trust him to be the 5th best quarterback in the NFL just because he has a second receiver now.
Yeah, I still think that Sean McVay is a very, very good head coach, and I think Matt Stafford, is elevate. I think they elevate each other, if that makes sense. 5th is quite high. Didn't expect Stafford to be this high. We're halfway through the list. Are you surprised we haven't seen Tua's name yet?
No, because of the hate he gets in the media world. It's the wildest thing how Dolphin fans are split on Tua for some reason, and then the media just has fun with Tua for another reason. And then the fans outside of the media and the Dolphin fans all rock with Tua. It is the wildest dynamic ever. And again, we have not seen a quarterback go through a physical body change ever the way Tua is about to do going into this season. So I'm kind of curious myself. But the next name is what had me more surprised than Matt Stafford.
So the next name, number 6, is Justin Herbert. LA Chargers. And I guess quickly reading through what ESPN has. So it says Herbert critics are quick to point out his pedestrian 30 and 32 career record as a starter, but most agree that the weight of the Charger struggles doesn't fall squarely on Herbert and otherworldly talent who helped that record more than he hurt it. An AFC personnel evaluator said, big, strong, fast, powerful arm. Will stare down some targets and try to make some hero-type plays at times, holding the ball too long and throwing into tight windows, but he has everything you want: touch, velocity, size, and athletic ability. Charlie, is this just NFL people looking at the physical specimen that is Justin Herbert and not what Herbert has done in the NFL? Because very quickly, losing record in the first 5 years of his NFL career isn't anything to write home about. And if we're going to bring this back to Tua with a winning record, it's like, well, it's different. Like, people make different excuses for the different quarterbacks. Over to you.
This thing says, quote, but he has everything you want. I ain't gonna lie, he has everything I want, but wins and the ability to win games. That is that simple. Can you win games or not? Should I go get Brock Osweiler back here? He had everything you wanted too. You feel me? Like, I'm good on that, bro. And it's unfortunate because I don't hate Justin Herbert, but I hate what comes with a Justin Herbert campaign. Like, oh, he don't have this. This is a whole bunch of excuses, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? And he had teams. He's had teams, and then it was, oh, it's the coaching. You know what I'm saying? So not getting too much carried away with this argument, but what's it going to be this year? You know what I'm saying? Though now it's going to be he has a coach, but he don't have as many weapons. Now he has 2 more years. He needs 2 more years because he hasn't had X, Y, and Z. I'm good on Justin Herbert, bro. Yeah, and him being 6 overall.
It's going to be very interesting because, like I said, and again, there are plays that show up on tape. You're just like, wow, that is brilliant. But it does feel like the NFL is still what's the best way to put it? People often get wowed by, the physical attributes of someone. There'll be quarterbacks that will come out through the draft. It's not so bad at the moment, but every few years, the quarterback that comes out of the draft and they'll be like, oh my days, look at him, look at his hands, look at his hand size, look at his arm, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, but can he play football? Yeah, but at the next level, he can rip it. Great, but can he play football? And it's big, strong, fast, powerful arm. What does that matter if you're throwing, interception after interception and all that kind of stuff? And again, I do like Justin Herbert. It's not a criticism. A lot of, I guess, my dislike of Herbert, and you might feel the same, is just the way the media has built him up by knocking down Tua, and it doesn't have to be that.
Bro, number 7 on this list. Please tell us who it is.
So after Justin Herbert, number 7 is C.J. Stroud of the Houston Texans. Had a nothing short of a great rookie year with the Texans. And yeah, what's interesting is that if I'm to read this correctly, someone ranked C.J. Stroud as the 2nd quarterback in the NFL. It's his highest ranking too. Again, amazing rookie season. To have him 2nd on your quarterback ranking list is, again, one of the things that's like, no offense, I can't take you seriously. Like, it's 2024. What are we doing at this stage?
So again, this is a projection into the 2024 season. If I'm being honest with you, I think that the cliche, oh, the film's out on him now. You know what I'm saying? So the film's out on him now. Let's see what he does. And now he has a plethora of receivers. Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. He has Joe Mixon. Bruh, I don't want to hear nothing about. See, bro, this is how you're supposed to do your young quarterback. Dolphins didn't do their young quarterback like this. You feel me? But Tua overcame it still and became that dude. So shout out to CJ Stroud for being this high. And the only thing that surprises me on this list is that Matt Stafford and Justin Herbert is ahead of him. Are ahead of him. I don't understand that. Who we got for number 8?
Number 8 on the ESPN top 10 quarterback ranking list of 2024 is Aaron Rodgers. And again, it's interesting. His highest ranking was 3. And where's it gone? As Cap for Life says, Aaron Rodgers did not play last year. Now, we haven't seen what Aaron Rodgers as a New York Jet. Sorry, I misspoke. What Aaron Rodgers looks like as an East Rutherford paper plane looks like. But to me, 8 looks way too high.
I think they were just trying to like match up his jersey number with the ranking. Like, oh, this would be cool symmetry. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get some symmetry going. Because I don't understand how Aaron Rodgers is 8th on this list either. Yeah, this is not. I'm not understanding how they get some of this and what the criteria is, but it's a no for me, dogs.
What's interesting is that it says Rodgers, the oldest active quarterback in the NFL, is set to become the 6th in history to start 10-plus game at age 40 or older. No offense, how do we know that? He's just coming off a quite serious injury. I'm not trying to wish injury on anyone at all, but to just project he's going to start 10 games, it's like, can we see how he looks, how he moves, all that kind of stuff? So, Aaron Rodgers at number 8. Again, we have 2 names left. Are you I'm going to ask you, are you? But I can only assume you are surprised that Tua hasn't been named yet.
Not surprised, bro. Just disappointed. Like, we still doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like what else does my quarterback have to do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm no longer surprised. I'm just disappointed. And then there's a side of me that gets to go on easy money every week and be like, yo, we're taking the Dolphins money line, Tua props. You know what I'm saying? So there is a benefit of everybody still sleeping on Tua and the Dolphins.
Yeah, easy money that will be returning very, very soon as we return to the 2024 NFL season. If you want to be a part of Easy Money, as voice of the podcast, Jordan Simmons arrives behind me. You can't see my lights off. But yeah, if you want to be a part of that and get some amazing, like I was in mid sentence. But yeah, if you want to be a part of Easy Money this season, join our Patreon. Patreon.com/Go Time Dolphins. You will see all of our tiers and what comes with each tier. If you haven't already, subscribe to our social medias, Facebook, social Instagram, bear with us on that, X/Twitter, you know, all the good stuff. Go Time Dolphins. Number 9, ESPN 2024 quarterback list is Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions. I think this is, I guess, fair given what Goff done last year. I can't imagine he regresses too much. Do you want to discuss Jared Goff at number 9?
Jared Goff playing for the Detroit Lions, another team loaded with weapons and an offense that surprisingly leads the league in points. Almost, like, I kind of want to say, I know for sure they led it 2 seasons ago. I don't know about last season, but they're always up there when it comes to points per game. So it starts with the quarterback. So I'm okay with Jared Goff being in these conversations.
Yeah, he's really, revitalized his career over in the Motor City. So number 10 on the ESPN top 10 rankings list is Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. And again, it's really interesting because the opening sentence is the Dak dilemma persists. He's consistently very good, but outside of the top tier, despite huge numbers. For the second consecutive year, Prescott appeared on the majority of ballots, 63%, a slight improvement from the year before, but he's the only quarterback in the top 10 without a single top 6 vote. And I know Tom Valentine of PFF does rate Dak Prescott quite highly. I haven't seen the quarterback list yet either. I wouldn't be surprised if Dak makes Tom's top 10. And I guess, are you surprised that Dak makes this top 10?
I'm surprised he's so low on the top 10, in my opinion. I think he should be higher, and I'll make my points for why when we do our quarterback rankings.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Dak Prescott tends to be one of those quarterbacks who, I don't want to speak for Tom, but I think for someone like Tom, where you rank Dak Prescott says a lot about how you view the NFL. Shout out to JML, says, yo fellas, what's up, JML? So yeah, that's the ESPN top 10 quarterback list. Honorable mentions has Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, and then we have Tua Tagovailoa. And I'll quickly read out what it says about Tua. Tagovailoa did what he needed to do in 2023, play a full 17 games, which will inevitably lead to big numbers. A fully healthy Tagovailoa led the NFL in passing yards and took 29 sacks, a solid number for a quarterback with an injury history. I feel like everybody knows what he is, a good player with some limitations, a veteran NFL personal evaluator said. He's a matchup nightmare some weeks. He's really good when he's in rhythm and gets the ball out in time. He can be hard to beat when he's throwing with touch and anticipation. The Dolphins appear to value him as an elite quarterback, trimming bloated salary this offseason in part to prepare for a Tagovailoa mega extension. Though he doesn't have the big arm and mobility, his short to intermediate stuff is really impressive. I just think he sees the game really well, an NFL exec said. And what they do around him in Mike McDaniel's offense is brilliant. Charlie, does that sound like a backhanded compliment to you?
I don't know, bro. Listen, man. Like, let us know in the comments. We're about to get into bonus time, and we'll show some of your comments on the screen. Let us know in the comments how you feel about Tua being left out of the top 10 of this quarterback ranking list. And again, it's ESPN's projected quarterback, top 10 quarterbacks going into the 2024 season. I don't know how you can lead the league in passing yards last season, have a claim to the number one seed in the AFC conference, and you probably lost home field advantage late, but you're not even in the top 10. I don't know how you do that, but you got something before we get into bonus time, Kadeem?
Just, as always, thank you so much for everyone who joins us on these live streams, who watches us after the fact, listen to us after the facts. And yeah, as the season prepares, we have so much content to get through, our game reviews. If you're new here, game previews, game reviews, stuff on Patreon, betting tips, fantasy stuff. I've said to my friends, the Euros have just finished. England lost another final, shock horror. And my attention is fully now turned to the NFL. So all my attention is on the Miami Dolphins and the wonderful team that Mike McDaniel has built. So yeah, thanks to all the fans for sticking with us as we prepare for the 2024 NFL season.
So it's a lot of stuff going on in the comments. Shout out to Irving Figueroa. We got some good stuff going into bonus time. We're going to chop it up with y'all boys in a second. But y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
So Rob asked, the way the list dimensions, does that mean Tua is 14th?
The way they list dimensions.
Yeah. Maybe.
Meaning, did they put the honorable mentions in order to continue the list? Which is a good question, actually.
Yeah, I think for me, I can imagine that a few people did have, Tua on there, Brock Purdy, Kirk Cousins in their top 10, but not enough for them to make it into the top 10. So it's like, hey, these are the guys who got votes and kind of what was said about them, but they didn't crack the top 10.
Kirk Cousins or Tua is funny to me.
Yeah, it's I just think I was going to ask this on the quarterback rankings episode, but I'll ask it now because I feel like because you mentioned it a bit earlier. Do you think that the end of season collapse by the Dolphins and the wild card defeat in the playoffs essentially means that most people aren't going to rank Tua as a top 10 quarterback until he gets over that hump, I guess?
I think it's an excuse to not to, but no one puts that collapse on Herbert, 28 the zip on his hold him accountable for that. He's still 6 on this list, so it's fair to bring up all things in the conversation for sure. But what's not fair is when you don't use that same conversation for other quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think because again, as you said, that Herbert doesn't have a playoff win either. Herbert didn't make the playoffs last year. This year, sorry. But it's just, it's that I think that's one thing which will hold Tua back in the quarterback quarterback ranking conversation, the fact that he hasn't won a division, the fact that he hasn't won a playoff game and all that kind of stuff. And it's what Cap was saying earlier. So Cap at the very start of the show said, so you have Pro Football Focus, Pro Football Talk, and now ESPN saying the same thing. You also have NFL general managers and all the local beat writers in Miami saying to play the 5th year. Again, it's something which I disagreed when people said that Jalen Waddle should play on the 5th year, and I'm going to disagree with people saying that Tua should play on the 5th year. I can understand it to some degree, but if you're doing it as a cost-saving measure, no. Like, in my opinion, if you don't think Tua's the guy now, then just trade him away. Don't go through the hassle of paying him the 5th year option, which is going to be something like what? Is it the 5th year option or is it the franchise tag that's going to pay him like around 30 to 40 million?
The 5th year option pays him 25 million this season. The franchise tag probably projects into like 48 million next season, and the franchise tag after that is probably going to be 50 something if they tag him after that. So my response to that is, if you don't believe in Tua, okay, let him play on the 5th year, and then if you still don't believe in him, then you're probably going to tag him. If you still don't believe in him, you're probably going to tag him again, or you could just trade him anytime between now and then. But if you believe in Tua, he needs to be paid today. And maybe we got some information that it might be happening soon. I'm just saying, like, and I
don't say that. Don't, dude. No, Charlie. Like, listen, this is news to me. I saw Charlie on his phone smiling, looking down, blah, blah. Listen.
Chill out.
No. Like, if I don't want to say you heard it here first, but this is why you come to Go Time Dolphins, because Charlie just drops his little like again, for people that know, listen to the show for years, Charlie and I no longer speak that much outside of, right here. Basically, we try and make sure everything's fresh. Our reactions are
organic.
Yeah. So when Charlie said that, I didn't know what Charlie was talking about. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Charlie, as you mentioned, quarterback rankings probably will be this week. We're getting the graphics done up right now. Our acquaintances of the pod of the show are sending the
affiliates, GTD affiliates.
GTD affiliates are sending us the quarterback rankings as we speak. Those will be done up in the next few hours/days. So it will be an interesting time. I'm sure the conversations are going to be popping off, and then training camp is going to get going, and it's going to be a brilliant time. But before we head off out of here, anything else you want to add, Charlie?
Shout out to everyone participating in the quarterback rankings. Sherrod, Steve, Casket Brothers, the home team, everybody who rocks with us, and all the comments. Y'all could give us y'all top 10 on the quarterback ranking episode when it airs, and hit us in the comments, and then we could throw your list up as well.
So until the next time, we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.